This week in my life skills course through BYU Pathway, we're talking about information literacy, which is searching for and evaluating information that we find to determine if it's appropriate to use in an academic setting. We learned a lot about how to use the right terms when you're using an internet search engine like Google, or when you're in maybe an online library database with scholarly articles, the right terms to use, and using words like and or to either narrow your search or expand it for more results if that's what you really want. And then once you've found your sources, we talked about evaluating those sources and determining if they are good sources or not, based on like the author's level of expertise, based on whether the publication or the article itself appears to be biased in one way or another, how recently the article was published. Sometimes that matters and sometimes it doesn't. And a couple of other factors that you can use to evaluate and determine whether or not a source that you've found is a source worth using. It was really interesting information. It was something that I have learned before, but it was good to learn again. I took a course through the University of Maryland, LIBS something, I think it was like a library skills course anyway, a few years back, and so it was nice to have this refresher and to see that most of the information is still the same, so it's not anything totally brand new to me. The other half of our curriculum, or our course content this week, was about truth, and asking what truth is and how important it is as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to know how to find truth for ourselves and to determine what's true and what's not true through evaluating and pondering and praying about the things that we're learning both at church and in other areas of our lives. Because our job is to learn and know for ourselves. We can't depend on anyone else to tell us what's true and what's not true. And as part of that segment of the lesson, we listened to a CES devotional that was given by Elder Dieter F. Uchtdorf called What is Truth? And I just wanted to share with you today my main takeaway from that devotional and the things that it has made me think of. So you hear the phrase a lot, speaking your truth. And that every time I hear it, I think, oh, that just sounds stupid. It's kind of like this weird new age hippie whatever. It's kind of like when somebody might say something like, well, I know that we're going to disagree because you have your truth and I have my truth, which is just another way of saying, well, I believe one thing and you believe another thing. But neither one of those things is necessarily the truth. It's just your truth and my truth. And I think it's really important to make that distinction between your truth and the truth. Your truth is a belief. It's totally subjective. It's colored by your life's experiences. It's colored by your perspective. The truth is absolute. It's concrete. It doesn't change. And so when I think about this in the world, it's important to know what your truth is and to know what matters to you and what's real for you and what you believe, but it's also important to know what the truth is. And for me, the most important truth is Jesus Christ. The truth is his gospel. And it says in the scriptures that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And I believe that, and I know that that's true. And the reason that I know that is because of the witness of the Holy Ghost, who is one of his jobs. The Holy Ghost's jobs is to testify of truth, specifically of Jesus Christ. I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity that I had this week to kind of learn more and ponder more about truth and what that means for me in my life, and the importance of evaluating the things that I'm learning and determining for myself what's true and what's not true.